Hey girls, just want to do a quick scouting review for Celtic this weekend. Last match, a bit unfortunate, and while there might be a lot of you that didn't play in that match, or you know maybe need a review, we'll just giving you some information. First thing is just taking a look at their goalkeeper distribution. This game against Yuki's, they didn't build out once. They didn't build out much at all. So they're a pretty busy group, hardworking. We can't get into their style um, in terms of just getting the ball in the air, lots of flicks and second balls. They will press us, but like I said, they won't build much. The goalkeeper will look to hit it long fairly often. So when she does hit it long, we just want to make sure we have good numbers around the ball. You can see the distance. That's probably 40 yards or so. So you can see the distance. So we want to make sure we have our two forwards. One dropped back a little bit, 10 wide player, six. Make sure we have at least five or six. That's an outside back there. That's an outside back, center back, center back. So whenever she's hitting a long ball or punt or goal kick, we want to make sure we have numbers around the ball so we can challenge the first, but also clean up any seconds with numbers. But this is their most effective way to get out of their half. You can see again where it's landing, bypassing two or three players. So we just want to make sure we don't have players that are so far up that they can't help us defend or defend the aerial ball. Just another goal kick. You can see all the white jerseys. So why not make sure we step up to them, and make sure we keep the ball in their half as much as possible. As you can see, you know, they're okay passing, but everything that they start is going to be with a punter goal kick most of the time from the goalkeeper. So how they press, it is a 4-3-3. This one drops in, and then these midfielders here are going to jump whenever there's a pass. This is their nine going to apply some pressure. So the key here for us is recognizing that even though they have these players pressing in our build-up, we need to make sure we're looking to get the ball and break the lines in here and create our numerical advantage in here. So once we're able to receive the ball in that area, then we can turn and our outside backs can get forward, our wide midfielders can also get forward. So just recognize that they're going to be busy, they're going to be aggressive, and they're going to come after you. But the quicker you play this ball into this area, now if she turns, takes her first touch here, she can play into this player, she can play into that player. You can see how high of a line they have. And eventually they do it, and again, still a high line. The wide areas is where we definitely want to take advantage of this back four. Certainly we can slip through the gates as well, but just these areas here we can find a lot of success in their against their shape. Initial ball coming. This is not a goal kick, but you can see that's their 10 looking to jump. The play here is obviously switching the point of attack around the back. And then can you break a line, get in a bigger shape here and break a line against these players, these midfielders and forwards, okay? So that's the 10 jumping, that's the center forward, this is the left wing. So clearly the ball here or the ball into these spaces for us is going to be really successful as Yuki's does here. And just being really clean, super clean on the ball, it should be able to break the lines, and then, the attackers will have to do what the attackers need to do. More pressing. That's just from a goal kick. Again, you can see where they're pressing and where they're vulnerable in this area here, and obviously switching it over there. And the key is not getting in such an expansive shape where it's easy for them to counter. So, making sure the delivery of the ball that we're giving to our teammates in the buildup is at the right weight and playing into spaces where we can have a little bit of an advantage. So this is a center back carrying the ball up, and again, these spaces right here are where this group can get beaten. She elects to kick it right into the opponent, but again, that's what we've got to be aware of, giving them an opportunity to do a quick transition against us. I think this is the last one. And see where you fixed their lines here. And now there's options, 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 options to play forward into players that have time and space. And then that's just a good diagonal ball. And can you get forward now? I mean, obviously, looking at their line, once we get someone turned and able to go forward, it's very important for us to play that ball in behind, make them defend a lot. So you can see how the wide areas are open. Here's just an example of that. Left back gets the ball, plays in, and now there's a 2v1 in this scenario here because their center backs are not sliding over and covering. So just aware of that. And then crashing the box and getting more than one player in, getting 1, 2 players in, and creating an opportunity. So the left back here, the number 7, she takes a lot of touches on the ball when she gets it. So just recognize that she's not always gonna just play a quick pass. She's gonna always do a lot of little touches on the ball. And even in this situation here, she gets it back. So as a forward, if I'm defending her, a wide midfielder, that's a 1 touch or 2 touch pass to this player here. But you can see that's not something that interests her. She wants to take an extra touch. So that should give us time to get forward and apply a little bit more pressure on her. Again, just aware of what they're going to try, how they're going to try and get out. Playing that ball through our midfield is something we have to be aware of because now they have space to play in behind. So not always just dropping back, but make sure our midfield is engaging them a little bit higher. Going to be important for us. And just the danger that they have here, a lot of speed out wide. So it's just one player getting after it. So just looks like Yuki's has it really covered, but it's important for us to be aware of it. Pretty narrow build-up shape in terms of their back line. If they're able to play to the 6 and we don't apply pressure from our 10, then they're able to just get out nice and easy. And they're not afraid to skip the ball here, not afraid to do that one here, but then certainly are able to pass forward as well and create a combination. And then a quick transition for them. Very busy, hardworking, getting after it, play it into the player who can create a service. And it's just something we got to be aware of. If we're giving the ball away, that transition moment will be difficult for us. What we can't do, and there's a longer clip, but what we can't do is we can't get into this style of play. And I'll just let the clip run a bit, but it's really frantic, really crazy. The ball's never on the ground, and we don't expect you guys to do that. But if we start to play this way with them, then it becomes just more of a rugby match as opposed to a soccer match, and the ball's just bouncing all over the place. So let's make sure we're cool and calm and we settle down and get the ball on the ground and just play. But this is a good 45 seconds of just chaos, and then finally a pass. So even though there was all that madness, they're still able to create a decent passing sequence here, there. So just looking at some restarts here, just to look. This is an attacking one. You can see they have a player on the goalkeeper, and then they're running 5 players in. Just be aware of it. Make sure our goalkeepers are coming out. Make sure center backs are in their spots to win the ball. This is free kick here. So you can see how they stack everybody on this side and whip the ball in. So good opportunity. Make sure you follow your marks. Right-footed ball. And again, you can see the amount of numbers they have in and around the 18. Not everyone, but certainly enough to create some trouble. Long distance free kick. Again, that's not a very organized line from Yuki's there, so you can rewind it if you want, but we need to make sure our line is together. Take care of another one from distance, looking to just get it over behind the line. And then this is Yuki's setting up. So the only reason I show you this is because if this is how they're going to set up their line here, then certainly we can have someone overlap and get into that area and serve this way. Again, defending corners, you can see near post, far post, helping against the goalkeeper. This runner comes in late. You can see Yuki's did a good job of keeping everyone away. So then there's maybe potential for us to come forward or pull one of our short ones as well. So lots of different ways to skin this cat, but it's so important for us to make sure we're on the same page. If we're going to do something short, that someone's ready to run and the server is ready to play it. And again, no more where they defend pretty much everybody in the box. So another reason why it's important to look at our options. So again, it's a scouting report, so make sure you guys take that for what it is. You still have to show up and play the game, but it's just to give you an idea of what to expect from the opponent. Looking forward to watching you guys play, and get in touch if you have any questions.